with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers.
All right,
and we're broadcasting this. Will you allow me to do the introduction? I mean, this is
I don't want to hear it.
Important portion.
Oh, that's right. We're broadcasting. Where are we? Where is this place? Didn't Scrooge say that?
We're broadcasting this week from
I know this place.
Commonwealth of Independent Car Talk Department. We've decided to break up here.
That's right.
It used to be a plaza, now it's just a Commonwealth of Independent Departments, and we'll have to see how that works.
There's the Department of the Redundancy Department. There's the Department of Woe and Intrigue. There's the
and
Puzzler Department.
or/intrigue.
And /or.
And or slash.
And /or. All right, now what mail do you want to hear about? Do you want letters? You want to hear about Sonia
I would
Henny?
I would like
letters
some...
that I've written myself. I've written a
No,
few more letters
no.
to get us into more legal difficulties.
No,
but they're really good. Do you want to hear about grammatical things? I got a couple of letters having to do with grammar.
No, with the new year upon us here, I think it's only right we go right to hate mail. Do we have any such mail?
No, we don't have any hate mail.
We don't.
Hate mail?
Can we take a call?
Absolutely. I was hoping that you'd say that.
Our number is 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Dee from St. Louis.
D.
D?
Yes.
What's up?
First of all, I have a 1986 Honda Civic, and I have two problems. The first problem is when I accelerate above like 30 miles an hour, I hear a chirping sound like birds coming from the engine. Yes.
Does it sound like an Oriole or more be like a little robin redbreast?
It just sounds like a little nest of baby birds. I don't know.
A nest of baby birds, goslings.
Okay.
And it usually happens when it's cold and damp out, so I guess I get to enjoy that all winter long.
And it happens all the time you're traveling above 30?
Usually when it's cold and damp out.
I mean, but when it's cold and damp and you continue to drive on a cold, damp day,
Yes.
anytime you're above 30, you hear the noise.
Yes.
It's constant.
Yes.
Even at 40 or 50.
Yes.
And as you go faster, does the chirping get faster?
It just continues.
It just continues at the same frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh, that's good.
And when I stop, or when I slow down, it stops.
And you cannot reproduce it by revving the engine.
No.
Okay, so if you sit there and get the engine speed up to where it would be if you were going 30 or 40.
Right, when I'm idling.
When you're just not in motion, but getting the engine to say 3,000 RPM, the noise is not there.
Exactly.
Really? That's too bad because that takes care of the two answers I had.
Take care of the 6 that I had. Now, is the noise regular?
It's not constant. I mean, it varies. Sometimes it's the whole time I'm going toward my destination, and other times it's periodic.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your noise does not fit any of the descriptions that are in our noise encyclopedia.
Yes, we have written a short monograph, The Taxonomy of Noises, by Click and Clack. And I don't know about chirping, infrequent, regular frequency. It sounds to me like something is loose. It doesn't sound, it's not rotational because it doesn't get faster as you go faster. It stays at the same speed. But what doesn't fit is that if you sit at a stop and rev up the engine, if my theory was correct, you would hear
I
noise.
I happen to know what it is.
You do?
Yes.
You do?
I'm going to guess, although I may be wrong, that you have had an accident recently with this car. Or some kind of a collision with another thing.
Yes, I did.
Ooh! And my guess is that your front bumper hit something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's your front bumper that's coming apart. And that's what you're hearing. You're hearing the plastic of the front bumper rubbing against itself, and it's making
You get the prize for the day for that one.
So why does it happen?
When you go up to 30 miles an hour, because a certain dynamic situation occurs at 30 and above that causes all this stuff to shake.
Yeah.
And at speeds below 30, it won't shake. That's why you can't make it happen when you rev up the engine. But if you have your mechanic or a friend grab the bumper and shake it, okay, from side to side or up and down, you will be able to reproduce the noise without putting the car in motion.
And they're going to think I'm crazy.
No, they won't think you're crazy, but then you'll realize that you can probably just ignore it. It's driving you nuts, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you should get it fixed.
Well, if it's driving you nuts, maybe you can just spray it with some sound deadener. We have a can of special sound deadener, which will either that or turn the radio up.
No, get it fixed.
Boy, that was good.
Isn't it? Wasn't
You
it?
had an accident. You even told her that the accident was with the bumper.
Well, that's usually where accidents occur. You don't usually
Oh,
hit somebody
someone can
with
hit
like
you
a
on
mirror.
the side.
Yeah, but no, she had the accident. Well, D, good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Have you had an accident with this car recently? I'm impressed. And there I am thinking you had nothing but a dummy. There I was thinking you were nothing but a pretty face.
But another dummy. Well,
But another pretty face.
1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
I'm Elliot, calling from Burlington, Massachusetts, in the Route 128 suburbs of your fair city.
Yes, I know where Burlington, Massachusetts is. I've even been there on several occasions.
It's never been the same since.
No, it hasn't.
What's up, Elliot?
All right, I got another question on a gasoline engine that's not a car gasoline engine. Little preface, I'm in the computer industry, and I can make computers do wonderful things, do tricks, make them very good at playing, make them play dead, but gasoline engines are my nemesis. My first car was a Mustang that kept cracking its cylinders.
Yeah.
Open the hood and I'm lost. My question involves gasoline engines in snowblowers. I'm the type that kills lawnmowers. My snowblower has this thing on it called a choke, and I keep wondering about this. My daughter calls my snowblower Daddy's toy. Every time it snows, she's always referring to Daddy taking out his toy. I really would like to keep this alive, unlike a lot of other lawnmowers and things I've gone through.
Is this a Sears snowblower?
No, this is a Toro.
Toro.
What? You got to pull out the choke to start it, and then you got to push it in at just the right time to get this thing the engine to keep going. Otherwise, it dies either out or it dies in, or
Yeah. See, the problem is, Elliot, you're involved in some science that's too exact. This is a very inexact science.
Yeah.
Chokeology.
I mean, if you tell the computer go to someplace and then come back, it will do exactly that. But chokes don't do exactly that, and you're right.
Choke?
I mean, that's why cars don't have chokes anymore.
You're choking off the supply of air, and that's what enables you to start it and keep it running when it's cold.
When the engine is cold, if it has the same amount of air and fuel as it would have when it was hot, it wouldn't start. So in order to get it to start, you've got to give it a higher ratio of gasoline. And the way you give it a higher amount of gasoline is by giving it less air. So you get what's called a richer mixture, richer in fuel.
And indeed, you need to maintain that rich mixture while the engine is cold, because much of the fuel that comes in on every intake stroke
Doesn't burn.
Doesn't burn. It gets condensed on the cylinder walls, which are still cold, and goes back into a liquid and doesn't catch fire. So you need to start it up, and it's going to smoke like crazy. And then you need to begin, and it's obviously going to be tempered by the temperature, the slow procession of opening the choke.
Yeah, I mean, here's what you do. Here's how I start mine. Mine is a Sears snowblower. It also never starts, by the way.
Right.
It is a ritual for me every winter.
His is not a Sears. His is a Toro.
I know.
Yours starts by, I'll give it, vroom.
Right? Yeah.
You got it?
And all the kids say, Ma, why is Daddy saying those words in the garage? Here's what you do. You engage the choke. Whatever you do, you pull it, push it, whatever it's supposed to. The choke is on. Then you have a rope pull.
Yes.
It's an electric, but also has a rope.
It's electric. All right, so you press the start button, and it should start. And as soon as it starts, it'll probably run rough. But if you leave the choke alone for those few moments, probably less than a minute, it will start to run a little smoother. As soon as it runs a little smoother, push the choke in a little bit. And don't be drastic. You can't take bold steps here. They have to be all incremental. You push it in a little bit. If it starts to run worse, pull it right back out again. It means you went too soon. So as it starts to run better, you push the choke in a little bit. And if it continues to run, you push it in just a little bit more. And you'll find, in fact, that when it's really warmed up, which only takes a minute or two, it will run better and better as you push the choke in. Better and better, meaning it'll run faster.
Less smoky.
Less smoky and less...
And more power.
And when it's running nice and smoothly, that means it's all warmed up. And then that's it. Now, if you tried to, after it warmed up, if you pulled out the choke again, you'd stall it. Because now it doesn't want to be choked from air. It wants all the air it can get. So, you got it?
Got it?
Elliot,
Yep.
are you there?
Oh, right here. Your comments help because it also explain why the puffs of smoke, and that's great.
Hey,
Well, thanks.
Good
Thanks
luck.
for
Thank
your
you very
call.
much.
All right, Elliot. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Hey, the puzzler answer and more calls are coming up right after this. This message comes from NPR sponsor eBay Motors. If you're like most people, there's been a time where you had to stop working on your car because you didn't have the right parts. But eBay Motors thinks the only thing that should slow your car down is the brakes, or maybe friction, but not a lack of parts. That's why eBay Motors has all the right parts at the right prices. In fact, they have 122 million parts, all at your disposal. That way, you can keep your project moving and your car not just running, but running in style. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. I always ask my brother at this point of the show if he remembers last week's puzzler.
I do remember last week's
And
puzzler.
in the car talk tradition, he always replies, I don't know.
No.
What was it? Come on, no peeking.
No, I remember because I'm the one who supplied the puzzle. It was about the airplanes.
You better be right, too.
It was about airplanes.
All right, well,
I forgot
let's get right to it. This is an old movie puzzler. You've all seen those movies with Jimmy Cagney or any of those old timers. He's the only one I can remember. With the leather jacket, the scarf around his neck. And
Pat O'Brien was always in those movies.
Oh, yes,
too.
he was.
And he was not a priest.
No, the flying priest. It was the flying nun. I remember that
flying
was.
priest.
Anyway, he climbs into the cockpit and his assistant, Gimpy, who he's engaged to start the plane, goes out to the
He's
front.
engaged to Gimpy?
No, he's engaged him to start the
Oh,
plane.
oh.
Right? And the way you start the plane is you spin the propeller, which of course is attached to the crankshaft, and that gets the pistons moving.
Yeah, it's just like cranking an old Model T Ford.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Okay, so then that's how they get them started. And old Gimpy gets out there, but before just snapping that propeller and starting the plane, he does something. He grabs the propeller and he slowly rotates it in the direction that it would spin. Okay, sometimes even an entire revolution.
Right.
And then he gets it back to the point where he can grab it, okay, and he holds on to it, and he says, "Contact!" Right? Don't they say that?
Yeah.
Switch!
He says, Gimpy, don't forget to back away this time. He says, lefty.
You all right?
Yeah. Lefty, don't forget to back away. Right.
And he snaps the propeller, and of course it starts. But why doesn't he just snap the propeller? And why bother to go through this? Is this some kind of a ritual? And the answer is the reason Gimpy does this is these engines on all these older, not all of the older planes, but many of these older planes were radial engines. And it's possible, if there's something wrong, for oil to work down past the rings and get into one of the cylinders, one of the bottom cylinders.
Right, because what radial means that the cylinders, instead of being like an inline engine in a car in a row or in the shape of a V, they're all around the periphery of the circle. Radii, on the radii.
Right, the crankshaft goes through the middle, and there's a connecting rod connected to a whole bunch of different cylinders and
Why do they
connecting
make
rods.
cars like that?
Big, high hoods, tall hoods. And it's possible for oil to get down past the rings on some of these older engines and collect in there and cause the thing to hydrolock.
Right, if the oil were inside the cylinder and the engine started, since oil is not compressible hardly, then what would happen is it would put such intense force on the piston that it would actually bend the connecting rods.
Or blow a head gasket, or
who knows what.
crack a head, or some such thing.
And that's why he turns the...
Gimpy, I like Lefty better.
like lefty.
Do we have a winner?
The winner, John Nuss. John, from Hendersonville, Tennessee. John notes in his letter, I really enjoy your show, even though your advice is often useless and your opinions senseless. Huh.
Well, I'm glad he's such an admirer.
Well, he was going to get an autographed copy of our wonderful mediocre book, Car Talk, until we read that line, and now we're just going to send him a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Don King.
Well, we have another puzzle coming up in just a little while, and this promises to be interesting, as was this one. This one was an interesting... If it's correct, if the answer's correct, this was a very interesting puzzle.
Hey, if it's not correct, don't blame me. Blame Old Cars Weekly. That's where I read it.
W-E-A-K?
W-E-A-K-L-Y.
In the meantime, if you have a nice, easy question for us, the number is 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Carol, and I'm calling from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. What's
Do you
up?
spell Carol with an E at the end or not?
It can.
I don't.
but some people do.
Some people do, but mine's just plain old CAROL.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
well, it's good enough for us, Carol.
Thanks.
What's up?
I have a two-part question, guys.
Part 1 and Part B?
Yes.
Okay, Part 1.
Okay, I have an 84 Toyota Corolla with just about 40,000 miles on it.
Oh, brand new.
Yeah, right. And a month ago, at the end of Thanksgiving break, I was driving back from Warsaw, New York to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I was in the passenger seat, and I was fiddling
You
around
were
with...
driving from the passenger seat?
Yes.
No, my boyfriend was driving.
Okay.
I thought you said you were driving.
No, I
Okay.
was in the passenger seat,
Okay.
and I decided that I just had to fiddle with the radio. So as I leaned over to change the radio station, I hit the clutch ever so delicately with my hand. Or not the clutch, sorry, the
shift.
stick shift.
Stick, yeah.
And it went from fifth to neutral.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend put the car back into fifth gear, and, 15 minutes later, I had to change the station again, and I hit the stick shift again.
What are you, a klutz?
That's a little embarrassing. And it went from fifth to neutral, and now it never goes into fifth unless I'm going about 60 miles an hour downhill. And my question is it bad to drive around my car with only 4 gears?
What do you mean it never goes into fifth?
Yeah, I can't get it to go back into fifth gear anymore. I broke off some little synchronicity switch.
Synchronicity switch. How
Well,
sweet. Wait, but this didn't happen on your trip back.
This happened on the trip back, they said. You see, I called the Toyota dealer because I wanted to know if I should have it fixed immediately.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I could just let it, hang out.
Well, what actually happens now if you attempt to put it into fifth
It
gear?
won't go into fifth. Or it will go in and it will pop out within
It
2 or
just
3 seconds.
goes in and pops right out again.
Pops in.
Yeah, you broke the synchronizer.
Oh, synchronizer. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the synchronicity switch. Whatever.
Which means, by the way, that you're not a klutz at all. The fact that you were trying to change the radio station and the thing kept popping out of gear means that it was already broken.
Oh, so I was very graceful and I didn't hurt myself.
You are
Yes.
very graceful. I think you're very graceful, Carol. And tell your boyfriend that he should recognize this himself.
He does.
I'm glad.
So then, do you think but can I drive around in just 4 gears?
You can drive in 1 gear.
So it won't hurt my car?
No, but you should 40,000 miles. You should probably get it fixed.
Because, all right, that was okay. The part 2 of the question then is...
Part B,
And I'll
Carol.
tell you why you should get it fixed, but we'll answer part B
Okay.
first.
I called the
can remember.
Toyota dealer, and you see, I'm a graduate student.
So you
and
don't have any money.
Right, he wouldn't give me an estimate, so I thought, wow, this means big money, and he said the word transmission. So then it was suggested to me that since he has to move the transmission to see what's the matter with the car, I should have a new clutch put in. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
That would make sense, except that 40,000 miles is kind of early for a clutch on this car unless you are a klutz.
Thanks, guys.
But I mean, it can be tested rather easily.
Oh, okay.
Well, it would be crazy not to put a new clutch in if you have the transmission out.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna, of course. I mean, I don't know why this should surprise anybody. I'm gonna disagree with my brother. I don't think you should fix fifth gear, nor should you put in a
Well,
new
it'll
clutch.
depend on the answer to this question. How much more time do you have left in grad school?
Oh, about a year.
A year. Okay.
Forget about it.
Yeah, I would forget about
I
it.
should just let it be.
Let it be.
You can let it be, and then you can fix it at the end of the year when you get a
well,
high-paying, big bucks job.
What do you? Wait a minute. Maybe she's majoring in art history. She'll get no big paying bucks job.
Oh yeah. What do you? Yeah.
What are you majoring in, Carol?
I'm getting my PhD in economics.
PhD.
Oh.
The world is in dire need for other people who don't understand what happens in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can write great equations.
I can write beautiful equations.
That's great. I love it. How come econometricians are probably the most erudite of any of the disciplines, and they are completely worthless people? Nothing personal, Carol.
I don't take it personally.
But I mean, have you ever met an economist who knew what the hell he was talking about? No.
Well, they
I mean,
sound like they
In
know what
case
they're
my
talking about.
faculty are listening, I've met a few.
Oh, that's right. That's right. People on your faculty might be listening, so we won't even discuss it anymore. Now, why should she fix this synchronizer or synchronicity switch anyway? I mean, I wouldn't bother.
Well, you're going to fix it eventually.
Right, you see, it depends on what happens after graduate school because...
You're going to own this car for many years. I can predict that.
Right.
Yeah, because you're not going to have a job when you get out of graduate school. I know that much about the economy. I may not know as much as you do, but I can suggest that you won't have a job. But if you're going to get it fixed, then eventually, and if that eventually is in a year's time, you should get it fixed now. Because
what?
I'm going to tell you why. It will change your perception of the value of the car.
Ooh, the critical year.
Because at this point, you may not, and it may not be obvious to you, but subconsciously, what's happening is that your subconscious is perceiving the car as a jalopy.
Right.
You will no longer change the oil when you're supposed to. You won't take it in for regular maintenance. You probably haven't washed the car since it started popping out of fifth gear. And you will begin the not slow but rapid decline into heapdom.
The decline and fall of the 84 Corolla.
And that's why you should fix it.
Okay. Now, here's the other side of the story.
All right.
When you get your PhD in a year,
Right.
you will get a big bucks paying job.
Thank you.
And then it will be irrelevant whether or not you blew $1,000
You will
fixing
dump
this.
this 84 Corolla for that 325 BMW the first chance you get. In which case, it won't make any difference because you'll be driving around and you probably don't even get to fifth gear very often anyway.
That's right.
The only time you do is when you go visit people in Warsaw, New York.
Right.
And how many times can you visit your boyfriend's parents?
Exactly.
Exactly, right? Is that where they live? I mean, you're going to be dumping him pretty soon because once you get this PhD in economics, what do you want to hang around with a deadbeat like him for? So
Right.
you'll never be driving to New York anymore. So you'll never even get into fifth gear. It's simple. Just you're not doing any harm to any other part of the car.
Okay.
And don't forget,
I hope your boyfriend isn't listening or any of your professors.
for many, many years, cars only had 3 gears. That was plenty.
That's right. So what do I need the fifth one for?
4 is 33% more than that. So you don't need the fifth one. Forget about it.
Don't listen to a thing he says. But, Carol, get it fixed.
Okay.
See you later.
Thanks a lot.
No, she does not have to get it
Bye.
fixed. If you're just driving around town, most of the time you don't even get into fifth gear. And if you should have been in fifth gear and you didn't put it in, big deal.
You heard nothing of what I
Instead of getting
said.
45
that her
miles
car
to the
is
gallon,
gonna begin
she gets
the
38.
short slide into heapdom.
So what? It's only a Corolla. It's not as though we should be saving it. She's going to go out and buy a nice American
But when
car.
I made those pejorative remarks about your Dart, you used to whimper.
Hey, my Dart did a funny thing yesterday.
Yeah?
It wouldn't go
Started?
No, it wouldn't go into reverse.
Oh.
Remember that with my Chevy? I had that
Yes.
problem with my Chevy. I had for a month. I drove around with no reverse. If you don't think that's a challenge to drive around without it, you have to think about every place you go, where you park. You have to only visit people who have circular driveways. It was difficult.
Oh,
But I just wanted to say, because of the ultimate simplicity
Now-
of the car, I was able to reach under the dashboard, push the appropriate little levers, and poof, right into reverse it went.
puff of smoke. We'll be right back with more calls and the new puzzler after these messages. This message comes from NPR sponsor CarMax. Imagine buying a car the way you want, online from the comfort of home, in person on the lot, or a combination of both. CarMax lets you choose the way you buy. They'll even deliver your car right to your door in select markets, and no matter how you buy, CarMax has you covered with a 30-day money-back guarantee up to 1,500 miles. Learn more and start shopping at CarMax.com. CarMax, car buying reimagined. Brothers, and we want to hear your answers about cars and car repair and important issues. Is
It
that
is
better?
an important issue.
Right.
We don't have to always give answers.
We wanna hear the
Everyone
answers.
knows how lousy the answers are. Why would anyone call to get an answer from us? They should call with the answers.
Right,
And we'll
and
have to guess the question.
Sounds good. But in the meantime,
People would call us and say, "Hi, my name is Eric from Cleveland. Choke pull-off." And we'd have to figure out.
oh no, that would be worse. Anyway, it's time for the new puzzler. You ready?
You promised
I have
an
a-
interesting puzzler.
Yes, it is interesting. What's
Okay.
even more interesting is that we're not sure of the answer, but we will have it. I remember when I was but a wee lad,
Yes.
going for Sunday drives, Saturday drives, driving anywhere in our fair city, that we would see large tank trucks,
Yeah.
tanker trucks,
Tanker trucks.
right, loaded with
Benzene.
flammable or inflammable fluids,
Flammable and inflammable.
right. And they
Yes.
would all have somewhere attached to the underpinnings of this thing,
Undercarriage, we call it.
a chain or some metal conductive contraption that went from the frame of the vehicle and touched the ground
Yeah.
and would throw off a shower of sparks, in fact,
Yeah.
as this chain dragged along the ground when the vehicle was in motion.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, why do those big trucks have these things?
Right. Part one. Why did tanker trucks have these things?
Right, big tanker trucks.
Right. And part B.
Now, they had to be tanker trucks that were carrying flammable or inflammable.
Flammable or inflammable materials.
Like milk trucks didn't have them.
No.
Not that I remember.
You can scald milk, though. But I guess that's not.
So why
too
did they
bad.
have these things? But the
Part B,
the more
part B.
important question is, and I will preface the question with the statement that I see these trucks nowadays, but I don't see the chain
So
or the
part
strap.
Okay, part B is how do they make invisible chains?
Yes.
Or part B is why don't they have them anymore? They used to have them. Why? That's part one. And part B, they don't have them anymore. Why?
Maybe I just don't see enough trucks.
Oh, why not? You do. You see a lot of trucks.
Yeah?
They don't have them anymore. I've confirmed it. I called Paul Murky. I asked him to do some research on the subject. He's out there as we speak.
He is indeed.
He said he has espied no chains on any stinking tankers.
Well, if you think you know the answer, send it to
No. Will you get it straight? Write it on the back of a $20 bill and send it to Puzzler Tower.
Commonwealth of Independent Car Talk Departments.
Right.
630 Commonwealth Avenue. How appropriate.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Boston,
Our fair city.
Massachusetts, 02215.
You should repeat that. I know you don't read any of the mail, and I read all the mail. And every week I get a dozen letters from people saying, when you give the address,
Give it slowly.
when you give it a couple of times and
All right.
say it slowly, because some of us have arthritis and we can't get the pencil into hand fast enough. Puzzler Tower.
Yes. In fact, if everyone listening wrote it down right now, and like you would put it on your refrigerator.
You wouldn't, but I told you.
Well, I don't.
Why don't you listen?
You're right. I'm sorry.
Nobody listens to the show more than once.
Well, then all those people that are listening right now.
Maybe
I
if
think
they
might
mailed it
listen.
to the person who was going to mail.
You ready?
Yeah.
Puzzler Tower, Commonwealth of Independent Car Talk Departments, 630 Commonwealth Avenue. You can just put like one of those ditto marks on the Commonwealth. Okay. Boston,
Our fair city.
Massachusetts, 02215. That's it. Now, if you'd like to talk to us, the number is 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Barb from Rapid River, Michigan.
Hi, Barb. What's
Barb.
up?
I have a 1960 Triumph that I had to put into storage, but the only problem is the place I'm storing it at this year, they want to be able to move the car.
1960. Would that be a TR4?
TR3.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't want you. You can store it at my place.
Well, I've had lots of offers like that.
Yeah.
It's just getting the car back that I want.
Picky.
Pick, I know.
So what's the problem?
Well, they want to be able to move it, so all I can do is disconnect the battery cables. I can't take the battery. I can't put it up on blocks. The only thing I did do is I put in a fuel stabilizer. What I want to know is...
Well, they want to be able to drive it? No.
They told me...
Oh, they want to get it out of the way when they have to get it out of the way.
Because they're storing it at the fairgrounds, and they're storing boats and other cars. And if
Well,
you,
you can't leave it with them.
Pardon?
You can't leave it with them.
I can't.
No.
I should take it out of storage from them?
Well, I mean, that's totally unacceptable. The last thing you want to do is to have a car sitting there, which every once in a while, like every month or every week or whatever, someone's going to start it up for 3 minutes and move it 10 feet and shut it off.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to wreck a car, that's one of the surefire ways of doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
the other way is to just leave it in one space for 10 years and not touch it. That's the
That's the second way.
and the third way is to use it every day.
That's right. Using it every day is the
Yeah.
least bad way.
That's not real practical up here, though.
Yeah, no, we can
Yeah.
understand that. We can understand that.
So you got no other place to put it.
Well, the only other place, I ran out of friends with available garages, which
Yeah.
I stored it last year. And the only other thing I was thinking of was the little mini storage things. So it tends-
What's a mini storage thing?
the the little mini garages that you can rent for the month?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I've been sitting here with this one piece of mail. If you've ever heard the show before, which you probably haven't, many, many moons ago, someone asked us about storage, and I mentioned that one of the most interesting ways of storing cars for a long time was to bag it. And I mentioned I had seen an ad someplace of a giant plastic bag.
This was my invention, by
Of course,
the way.
and you just shrink wrap the car. Well, someone actually sent me a copy of the ad, which I happen to have right in front of me. I'll give you the name and the phone number.
Okay.
It is called the Omni Bag.
The Omni bag.
Yeah,
Okay.
and what you do is you drive your car into this thing and shut it off. And the ad says, not a cover, a bag. Long-term storage, complete protection from condensation, blah, blah,
Now,
blah,
can you
blah,
stay
blah.
in the car?
Yeah, you can
when
stay
it gets
right
bagged,
in it.
so you can be bagged
You
too.
can be bagged too. Wait, where'd you say you were from? Michigan. This place is in Michigan. Do you know where Bath, Michigan is?
Bath?
B-A-T-H.
No.
You don't have to. They'll find you.
I'll give you the phone number and they'll figure it out.
Post office will find you.
517. Is that your area code?
No.
No. That's the area code. 641-4881. Give them a call. This looks like it, man. This is the greatest thing. This is wonderful.
Well,
And I've been,
my other-
just to
my
think, I've been carrying this thing around with me for months now, waiting for someone in Michigan to ask me this question.
I'm that person.
They even give you the price. It's $89.95.
Okay.
Too cheap. It won't work.
It'll work.
Should have been $300. They're probably out of business.
give
The
'em
Southern's
$300.
Too cheap. Yeah. Give them $300. Well, that's the postage and handling. The bag's $89.95. $200 delivery charge.
Try it. I like it.
You guys are making me sick. See you later.
I take it out of where it's stored right now.
Take
All
it-
right,
yes.
get it right out of there.
Get it out of there.
See you later, Barb.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.
Well, another hour of car talk has come to a satisfying conclusion. I'm satisfied that it's over.
Satisfying conclusion. Yeah.
Our producer and chief bottle washer is Doug Berman. Our assistant producer is Donald Wheelhouse Jennings. Our engineer is the inestimable Connie Loeb. Our technical
Don't
advisor
forget to mention
is
Mr. Gigi.
the Bugster, John Bugsy Lawler. Don't call me Bugsy, he says.
Yeah.
Well, too bad. Dean of the Department of Automusicology.
Don't forget to
is
mention Mr.
Ken
Gigi.
Babyface Rogers. I hear a subliminal message. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research.
Don't forget to
Our
mention Mr.
automotive
Gigi.
medical researcher is Dr. Denton Fender. Back from sabbatical is I am Shirley Wright, who is our staff grammarian. I didn't know she was that old. Our
She's
staff,
not an octogrammarian.
staff transportation coordinator is Rick Shaw. Our director of long-range strategic planning is Kay Sarah.
She's married to Frank Sarai, you know.